Coming up next, I'm giving y'all this crazy prison story, how a bunch of hot wings had the whole pod going crazy. Stay tuned to the Jersey Street Corner Prison Talk Show.
It's JS Corner from the prison story massacres. I be telling stories about the pushers and the traffickers, trying to keep the YNs away from the bandits. Don't eat the honey bun, don't drink the coke, don't become another victim or the butt of a joke. Don't close both eyes.
What up, what up, what up? We are back. Who am I? Jersey Street Corner, and this is the Prison Talk Show, people. Today, I know you came to hear a crazy story, and I have one for you. Today, we're going to talk about how 100 hot wings sent the pod into a riot. Yep, 100 hot wings, y'all. Street food sent the pod into a riot. Now, I know what you're thinking, hot wings, but to understand how something like this could even be possible, people, you first have to understand the dynamics of prison. First of all, you have certain correctional officers who might not agree fully with the law and why you're there. So they might feel sorry for you, and occasionally they might bring you some extra food or maybe some extra tobacco, and who knows where that could lead, if you get my drift, people. Then you have the correction officers who don't really give a damn why you're there. They're just there to run their business. Their underground illegal business, which is bringing goods in at a high cost, people. Yes. How do you think most contraband enters the penitentiary? Duh. Well, this one is going to be about an officer named C.O. Brown. And C.O. Brown was down with the get down. C.O. Brown was one of the officers that was so cool, we could go up to him on the side and say, hey, look, man, we having a little problem with such and such over there. We need you to secure us a spot where we off the cameras and we could get the fair ones on. We got about a good 5 minutes of fighting. We got to get handled, and we'll be back on the yard. So Brown would make sure they were safe. They'd lock them in the vestibule. I don't break any windows and make sure nobody get unalived. All right? All right. That was the kind of deal he had. So this would go on with Officer Brown for months and months. He would be bringing in pancakes and waffles from some of the outside restaurants, y'all, not the prison restaurant or cafeteria, rather. He'd be getting us outside food, y'all. One time he came in there with Waffle House, y'all. Grilled chicken, grits, waffles with the pecans in them, y'all. Oh my gosh. Now, I know y'all thinking, damn, how y'all get that off? It's real easy. Now, when you have access to a cell phone, which you can have access to through the right officer, now you can reach out and touch people. Now you can get them cash apps sent to you. There's even people out there in the streets that probably owe you money. You can hit them up from inside the Bing. Like, hey, big partner, I'm going to need you to come up off that bread you've been owing me for the last 10 years. Yeah, I really need it. I'm in a bad spot. Send that on through that cash app. Nah, I mean? So, understanding the dynamics of how things happen and can happen and will happen will illuminate your mind when I tell you these stories. That, oh yes, people, these things can, will, and have happened. All documented. People get unalived every day in jail. People get raped every day in jail. And you know why? Commissary. Power. respect, and overall, just because you're around a bunch of bad guys who don't care about you. So think twice before going to jail, people. Alright now, let's get into it. Let's talk about why inmates should not have street food, people. Now, my cousin Dee Dee would regularly talk with C.O. Brown. They had a good repertoire, if you could say. And he was, getting things set up to start bringing the cell phones in, food, of course, more tobacco, and a few other things that I'm not going to mention on this channel. All right, let's start with the food. Before we even get to the phones, let's start with the food. So first, he has C.O. Brown bring in McDonald's. And he just was doing like a little test run. He said, hey, look, try and see if you could bring 6 double cheeseburgers in, just for me and my homies. You know what I mean? See if that worked. Even if you gotta smash them a little flatter or something to get them in, however you do it, see if you can make it happen. So C.O. Brown said, all right, I think I know what to do. He went to McDonald's, and the next day, when he came back in there, it was around lunchtime. When they get dressed, y'all, they have these vests. They're like hard shells. They put them on, and they clamp them closed. So he put all the burgers in like a cardboard sleeve, to say. It had them pressed kind of flat. And he taped it closed, real tight, both sides. Then he put that to his chest, he strapped on his vest, and he pulled that joint nice and tight. He walked on up in there like it was a regular day at work. And then he just sat there and chilled, started his shift. When he got the chance, he went over to the corner where he knew the cameras couldn't see him. And he slid them burgers on up out under his chest. Whoosh! And he slid it over there in the corner. Went on back to his desk. He said, hey, Dee Dee! Dee Dee shot on down there. He said, hey, yo, somebody left you something over there in the corner. Dee Dee said, all right. He said, look, don't go get it yet. Wait about 5 minutes till I'm about to call lockdown. And then grab it while everybody's going to lockdown, and then go ahead right back to your cell. So that's what Dee Dee did. He waited about 5 minutes, and Officer Brown said, all right, y'all, lockdown. Count. Everybody's scurrying off back to their cells. Dee Dee ran on over there real quick, grabbed the cardboard box sleeve, slid right into his cell. He's like, all right, bet. So as soon as the door locked, he popped it open. He's like, bet, that's the homie right there. He did it. Yo, look what he did for the homies, yo. Yo, he down for the homies. And he got his homie in the room with him. He slid him a burger because one was for him. Boom, there you go. Eat it. Go ahead and eat it before the next count so we got ours out the way. They dogged them burgers, y'all. I mean, they ain't had a McDonald's burger in years. It was more like 3 bites. Them things was gone. They had mayonnaise and ketchup all over their face and shit. Yeah, they was loving it. So they get themselves together, put everything back together in the box, put it under the mat. Count up. Boom. All right, count clear. Boom. Doors click back open. Dee Dee called a meeting. You. He had his homies come on over, the other 4 that wasn't there. He was like, hey, yo, got something for y'all. Gave him the burgers. He's like, oh, snap. He said, yo, keep it down. He's the only hands. Man. They're like, all right. So what's good? What we got to do? You're like, just stay loyal. That's all y'all got to do. And you see that CO right there, CO Brown? We got his back. Don't nobody in here supposed to talk slick to him. Ain't nobody gonna touch him. Ain't nobody doing nothing to him. Because if they even raise a finger like that, we're gonna break it. They're like, all right, word. He got these? Word, respect. All right, cool. So, they would go on doing little things. He brought Burger King in. One day he brought some KFC fried chicken in. And mind you now, this is just for Didi and his homies. You know, I would always get some. Of course, Didi slided me some of that. We had fries. I mean, real street fries, y'all. We eating like we kings up in there. The whole pod smelled like some kind of restaurant. Meanwhile, they eating shit on the shingle. Goulash. Mystery meat. Yeah, we was flossing up in there, y'all. Knew it couldn't last for too long. You knew it couldn't last for too long before somebody got to hate. And well, people, that's exactly what happened. Somebody got to hating. But it wouldn't happen just yet, y'all. They would observe and see what happens. Now, Didi came up with a crazy idea, y'all. And here's where the story starts to get crazy. He said, what if we can get this dude to sneak in HOTWINGS, y'all? You know how much we could sell them joints on the block for? And everybody looking like, yeah, yo, hell yeah. So they're like, all right, how we gonna do it? They're like, all right, well, let me talk to old boy first and see if he down and how many he think he could bring in. So he goes over and talks to C.O. Brown. He said, let me holler at you for a minute. I got a business opposition for you. Proposition, my brother. He said, now dig what I'm saying. We could both get paid. He said, all right. You know, it's a little spot called Buffalo Wings out there. And they sell these little wings. It's like the wingdings, y'all. It's like the wing flings, but they're extra small. They're like snack size. Yeah. Like that, but they're delicious. And you get, whatever you order, you get extra anyway. But you could order 50, 100, 200, and it don't look like that many. You could literally dump them all in a bag, tie it closed securely, and smuggle it in. And that's what I said to him. Bring me 100 wings, and I will give you $2 per wing. Yeah. You bring me 100 wings, and I'm going to turn that into real money for you. Give me your cash app. I'm going to turn it into real money for you. But now what I need you to do for me, I'm going to put some tax on top of your $2. And I'm going to send it all to your cash app. And then I'm going to give you a cash app for you to send my receipts back to me. You dig? And Officer Brown says, $2 a wing for them little wings? Y'all niggas in here hurting like that? Alright. Shit. I go get them shits tomorrow. Cost me about $25, $35 for 100 wings from the spot. You're like, what you want them? Mild, spicy? We want extra spicy. And make sure you get extra the sour cream shit. Dip it in. Blue cheese. Yeah. Get some celery too. You're like, all right, hold on now, Didi. Be easy, Didi. I don't know if I can get all of that. Celery too, come on now. You reaching, bro. This ain't the feds, bro. Be easy, bro. Be easy. Didi like, all right, just get the wings and we Gucci. We're gonna get this thing popping. We're gonna go. So, first go around, they get the wings, y'all. They get them in the pod successfully. Now, they going ahead and they selling the wings. Yo, now Didi putting a little tax on top of it. He putting his $2 on top of the $2 that he gotta give Officer Brown. That way, Officer Brown is covered off the rip, and Didi's making the same thing. After all, he doing all the legwork. So they sell him, so he can do them first 100 wings easy, no problem. Then he said, you know what? I could probably move more wings, more constant, if I get other people involved. So then he go over to one of the dudes in the what's his name? Ice. That's who it was. Ice. Ice was, if y'all remember, he was one of the Crips that they played basketball with. That honestly still had a problem with Didi because of what happened after that game. But anyway, he asked Ice, yo, you want to get down with this? I know you see the wings. I know you had some. You want to get down with this? There's money in this. I'll give you $1 on every wing that you sell. So he's like, word? He said, all right, say no more. Say no more. Now, Ice is thinking, wait a minute. How am I going to get paid? How am I going to know when the wings come in? How am I going to know when the bread come in? How am I going to get my money? He said, look, just send all the bread to this Cash App right here. And when it's all totaled up, we're going to know, and we're going to send it back to me. Then me and you going to break bread. I'm going to send it back to you. Look, homeboy, we got to keep this thing under wraps. Just sell the wings, man. Sell the wings. Let your emotion talk for itself. You dig? He said, all right, say no more, say no more. So Ice, he got the chip on his shoulder now. He going back to his homeboys. He like, yo, I'm in on that wing hustle, y'all. Let's get these wings moving, man. So now they in other pods telling other homeboys they got, yo, y'all need wings? Holla at me, yo. I'll get them over to you. I'll get them shipped over there to you. And then you just Cash at me the bread or whatever. They got a whole network going, y'all. I mean, these wings is going throughout the whole jail, y'all. And now by this time, we talking about 3-4 weeks later, Didi done start bringing in the lemon pepper, the garlic, the Parmesan, and the hot and spicy wings, y'all. Yeah. And they getting it off. They getting rich, y'all. They getting money. But all good things have to come to an end. At some point in time, there's going to be an end. Now, inmates start fighting over wings, y'all. Yeah. They start getting into brawls. Yo, I ain't had no more wings left, and you just took my wings. Nah, you lying, yo. Those is my wings. I put my wings on the locker. You ate your wings last night. Stop lying, bro. You trying to lie on me? People was getting hurt, y'all. It was chaos. Left and right, people was getting stabbed and all types of different craziness, choked out, stomped, beat, all over wings. People was just blatantly walking up to people, broad daylight, and snatching a wing out of your plate. Do something. Do something. I dare you, eating it right in front of you. I dare you, do something. And if you ain't do nothing, they took the rest of that plate, y'all. That's the type of people that you surrounded with when you in prison. Stay your ass out of prison. If you scared, get a dog. That's what I heard the homie said. Listen, people, these stories I tell you are not meant to scare you, but just educate you. I don't want you falling victim. I don't want you to be the next Jared or victim of somebody who's going to do the unthinkable thing to you. Like take you in your manhood over wings, people. Yes, those are the type of antics that happen in the prison system. You bring real street food around locked up individuals who haven't smelled it, who haven't seen it in such a long time. It's almost like a pheromone. It's almost like when the CO female guards come in there wearing nice perfume and they fresh out the shower and they walk down the block to do a count. They act like they don't know all the inmates are following them, sniffing behind them like little dogs. Yeah. So when you bring McDonald's and KFC and all types of hot wings and lemon pepper and Parmesan and garlic wings on the block, oh, these fools come out on demon time. That's right, y'all. Somebody could get unalive for a lemon pepper wing, y'all. Believe it or not. These are things that happen in the state penitentiary. Don't mess around, people. Stay to yourself. Don't buy street food from anybody because it might cost you your life, people. You might want to stay away from correctional officers that break the law because that means they have no doubt in their mind when it comes to breaking your head against the back of a wall or a concrete floor and looking the other way. Please be advised, people. Please be advised. Now is where the hate kicks in, people. There's a group of Italians, they stick to themselves, and they're known to be pretty soft guys. There's a guy by the name of Little Tony. I think I've mentioned him before, definitely. Because there's definitely a story behind Little Tony, as with any inmate. So, Little Tony, he's not getting any of this money that's coming through the pod. He thinks he's a big shot. He thinks he should be getting 5% of whatever comes in the pod. At least. Because he was an OG on the street, supposedly. But don't nobody respect him up in here. He ain't got no pull up in here. Anyway, Lil Tony and his Italianos don't even eat wings, y'all. They are disgusted by wings. They see all these people in the pod throwing chicken bones everywhere and skin, and they just like, ugh. What's wrong with y'all? You people disgust me, man. So, Lil Tony said, all right, you know what? I had enough of this. And he looked, and you too. He not talking, he thinking in his mind. He looking at Officer Brown. I had enough of you too, because I know you the N-word that's been bringing this stuff in here. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I said it. But he only said it in his mind, y'all. He know damn well if he was to voice his opinion out loud, every black person in that pod would have cracked him in the head about 1,000 times with every knuckle on their fists. Yes, people. That word was not permitted by Italians or any other race in that pod except black people. It's just what it was, people. It's just what it was. So, Lil Tony said, I'm just going to wait until next shift. So he waited till next shift till the white guy was on the shift, on the roster. And he walking the block, and he walking by doing this night count, make sure everybody's in the room. And when he get to Lil Tony's cell, Lil Tony, he got a message wrapped, folded up. And he's sitting there by the gate as the officer's walking by. So he got it sticking out. The officer smoothly grabs it. And this was common, y'all. If you stick a note out, an officer's gonna grab it because he could be held liable. If he doesn't take that note, and that note is him begging for help because he's scared for his life and he can't speak because he might get choked out in that cell if he wakes that gorilla sleeping in the bed over there. Oh, he gets sued. So he takes the note. He's reading the note, y'all, as he's on his way back to the control room. And it says, your officer, your CO Brown, he's a mole. He's the one that's been bringing all this contraband up on the block. You need to check your mans. You need to check your mans because things are getting dangerous up in here and we don't feel safe. So he's like, all right. So he put the note in his pocket. Now he has to talk to a sarge to get the authority to do anything. They can't just press charges and pull something up just because of what some inmate said. He could not like that officer. He could be lying. So he waits for the sarge. Sarge looks into it. They're like, well, let's run the cameras back. And they run the cameras back. And they looking. They're like, well, let's look back a little further. And they looking. And one time, y'all, CO Brown got a little sloppy, y'all. He had a whole bunch, probably like 10 McDonald's apple pies in his jacket pocket. And it was bulging, kinda. And you could visibly see the pocket was bulged open. So if you could read, it says apple pie and McDonald's logo right there on the end of the box. So Sarge's like, oh, stop right there. Zoom in. They zoom all the way in, y'all, to do a pocket. What they see? All the McDonald's pies. And where he going? Right through the metal detector, right on back to the pod, start his shift. Yeah, y'all. So they got him. They saw him on camera. But that wasn't going to be it, y'all. Now we have to catch him red-handed. So everybody in the prison has strict instructions, y'all. Do not break protocol. Don't do anything that you wouldn't usually do. Let this man think he's reporting for a normal day at the job. And we're going to deal with it, people. We're going to get to the bottom of this scandalous human being we have before us. Officer Brown, who swore an oath, has succumbed to the jails. Now, although they weren't friends, Dee and Ice were very good business partners. They didn't like each other. All they liked was the money. So between the two of them, they had secured a deal between all the pods. They had already locked down this cash, y'all. I mean, 400 wings at $4 a piece, y'all. They had already took the cash apps, had all the money sent over to CO Brown. Yep. So now, let's get back to CO Brown. It's time to cash out. He coming through with the wings. He got 400 wings on him, y'all. Yeah, he got 400 wings on him. He headed right back to the pod. And what they did was diabolical, y'all. They let him walk right through. Wings in a bag. He holding it like it's his gym clothes or something. Like, you know, sometimes they go and take showers there and all that. I even know some of them CEOs was getting haircuts in the pod and whatnot because they cheap as hell. Anyway, they let this man come through with 400 wings, y'all. But see, this is how they played us out, y'all. And I'm still a little upset about this. Lil Tony was loving it. He couldn't get enough of it. He was rolling around, him and his boys. They loved it. They couldn't get enough of it. Everybody was mad as hell. People got unalive, people, over these wings. People got juked up. People got smacked up. People got stomped up because of these wings, people. Now, didn't even let him get in the pod. He went in the control room, put the bag down. Next thing you know, about 10 Turtle Squad came in. That's the same riot squad that will come in when they come in for a violent inmate. They came in and surrounded Officer Brown. They said, "Put your hands behind your back. You are now under arrest, sir." He said, "Huh? What you talking about? I work here." "You no longer work for the state, sir. You have illegally entered the building with contraband with the intent to distribute that contraband to these inmates." He said, "What you talking about? What you talking about?" They went right for the bag, y'all. Threw the clothes, pull the clothes all out. So as they pull the clothes out, bow, they go to wings. They got them in their hand. They're like, "Oh no, somebody put that there. Somebody put that there." They put your clothes on top of it. "Come on, bro. You coming with us." You're like, "Oh, hell no. Hell no." They walk them on up out of there. Well, Lil Tony was the culprit. Nobody didn't find that out until way later on down the line. And Lil Tony, he got what was coming to him in one of my other videos. Y'all probably, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but Lil Tony. Oh, man. But anyway, y'all, the moral of the story is don't think people aren't watching you in prison. If you coming up, if you getting money and you letting it show, oh yeah, the wolves are watching. Don't think you could run a store or just stack commissary and be that guy with 100 packs of noodles and 50 packs of Black and Milds and cartons of cigarettes, and ain't nobody gonna test you. Somebody will test you. And that's just how it goes in jail, people. So, that was that. And I wish things could have ended up better for Officer Brown, but more importantly, everybody in those pods who sent their money through the Cash App, they sitting there trying to get the money back. They requesting it back. They're canceling it. But you know Cash App don't send nothing back. So everybody's hoping and waiting that when this officer finally gets a chance, he can send the money back. But he gets tied up in legal transactions for a little while. Excuse me, y'all. He has to go to court. He's getting county. So niggas wouldn't get that money back. And that caused a huge riot on the jail. And like I said, without getting into certain details, people got unalived, people got juked, people got stomped, people lost teeth, people lost eyes, y'all. Somebody got stabbed in the eye with a pencil. Yeah. Over wings. Or rather, over money or wings. Because you had other people trying to run small time deals within the pod. So if they paid $4 for the wings, they were selling them for $6 a wing. Trying to come up on $2 themselves. Now you had people give away not only the $4 that you were supposed to give away, but $2 extra. These people are upset, y'all. And so on and so on. And that's just how it went. And, well, everybody kind of had to count that as a loss and let it go. It blew over eventually, but a lot of people caught the bad end of the stick on that one. Just saying. Anyway, if you like content like this, people, stay tuned in. Go watch the other videos. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. This is your boy, Jersey Street Corner, and this is the Prison Talk Show. I'm out.